to the world.
Elaborate calculating machines to calculate fire control and ballistics missile problems. And so the earliest computers were spawned by this need of World War II to devise mechanical analog computing devices. And those were immediately obsolete at the end of the war and became freely available to anyone who wanted to buy them. I bought them and turned them from swords into plowshares, in the sense that I bought them and turned them into designing machines.
I'm at the Computer History Museum in Mountain View, California, and amongst all the thousands of artifacts here is this, a regular, everyday teapot, the world's most famous teapot. It's called the Utah teapot, and you've almost certainly seen it before, even if you don't realise it, or at least a digital version of it. In the old Windows pipe screensaver, occasionally instead of a ball joint, a teapot would appear. This teapot. It's in the background of that 3D animated Simpsons episode from the 90s, and it's in a couple of Pixar films. It's an in-joke amongst animators, and that's because it was the first realistic, complex object to be widely used in computer graphics. In 1974, a researcher at the University of Utah called Martin Newell needed a reference object, something simple, to test the algorithms he was designing. The story goes that he told his wife this as they were setting down for tea. Newell was born in Britain, so tea. And she suggested modelling the teapot. And it was ideal. It has concave and convex surfaces. It can cast shadows on itself, which is a problem that some algorithms might find difficult to solve. It's immediately recognisable. You can tell by eye if the teapot looks like a teapot, or if something's gone wrong with your renderer. And you don't have to texture it to make it look good, as long as it has a plain white colour, and it looks like a teapot.
How happy is the little stone that rambles in the road alone, and never cares about careers, and exigencies never fears, whose coat of elemental brown a passing universe put on, and, independent as the sun associates, or glows alone, fulfilling absolute decree in casual simplicity.
Copy, Blue Leader. Copy, Blue Leader. This is Gold 1 to Gold 2 and 3. Split up. Take them one-on-one.
He is the genius behind blockbuster films like Toy Story and Frozen. Now Pixar chief John Lasseter is apologizing for sexual misconduct, and he announced he's taking a leave of absence. KPIX5's Susie Steimel at Pixar headquarters in Emeryville for us tonight. Susie?
Well, Alan, women told The Hollywood Reporter that they used to look out for John Lasseter's hugs. They said if you didn't turn your head away at the right time, he would end up kissing you on the lips. The 60-year-old Lasseter is one of the most powerful men in animation. Now he's the latest of men in a position of power to be accused of sexual assault. The very latest in the cascade of Me Too allegations targets a big fish in the Bay Area, the head of animation at Disney and Pixar, John Lasseter. He's taking a leave of absence following allegations of sexual assault.
We all knew this day was coming.
He's the creative genius behind Toy Story, Moana, Frozen, and Pixar's newest animated film, Coco, set to debut on Thanksgiving.
I'm just dreaming.
Do you mind?
He sent out a memo to colleagues yesterday apologizing for missteps, saying, "It's been brought to my attention that I have made some of you feel disrespected or uncomfortable. That was never my intent. I especially want to apologize to anyone who has ever been on the receiving end of an unwanted hug or any other gesture they felt crossed the line in any way, shape, or form." According to The Hollywood Reporter who broke this story, Lasseter was well known by insiders for grabbing, kissing, and making comments about women's physical attributes. Women would use a move they called the Lasseter, holding their arm across their thigh to prevent their boss from putting his hand on their legs. Testimonies from colleagues describe long, unwanted hugs where Lasseter would whisper in their ear.
How are you? What a surprise!
Lasseter told coworkers he'd be back here after a 6-month sabbatical. And Lasseter's memo also said he's going to take that sabbatical to heal, and he hopes to come back here to work as a better leader. Live in Emeryville, Susie Steimel, KPIX5.
Oh boy, oh boy.
making a film like Toy Story 2, we use a bunch of Linux and Unix machines. On those kinds of machines, there's a command, rm-star, that removes everything on the file system as fast as it can.
Have you ever accidentally dropped something out of your pocket while the toilet is flushing? That's rm-star. Somebody had run rm-star on the drive where all of the Toy Story 2 files were kept, and things just started to disappear.
Woody's hat disappeared, and then his boots disappeared. And then as we kept checking, he disappeared entirely. Woody's gone. Seconds later, looking up, the rest of the characters on the show, Buzz, Potato Head, Ham, and Rex, had all vanished. And soon after that, whole sequences, the Toy Barn and Andy's room, were disappearing off the disk drive. Right in front of our eyes.
If you had 20 or 30 people working for a solid year, you could recreate all of that work erased in probably about 20 seconds.
So I grabbed the phone, transfer me to systems, ah! So they transferred me to the systems group. And I said, unplug the machine, just pull it out of the wall. Pull it out. But we can't pull it out of the wall because pull it out of the wall, pull it out. Plug the machine back in, take a look at it. Wow, a lot of the film's gone. Back most of it. Okay, we better tell Galen, technical director of the film.
I remember thinking, wow, this is really bad, but no worries. We're going to get our backups, and
we realized that the backups we had were actually bad.
What do you mean backups have failed for the last month and we don't have any backups?
At this point, Galen mentioned to me in a meeting that she thought she had a copy of the film at her house.
So as a mother who wanted to see her children, I needed to have a computer at home. And so I would copy the entire film to my computer.
We got the machine, wrapped it in blankets and pillows, and put seatbelts all across it in the back seat.
Talk about a backseat driver. Slow down. Oh, easy, careful. He was rocking and, you know, mumbling to himself and coaching me along.
Got back to Pixar, and 4 or 5 of us carried it in like you would an Egyptian pharaoh. Okay, boot it up. Machine turns on. Oh, look, there's the movie.
Thanks to Eli, my newborn baby Eli, and my need to work from home, we had a backup of Toy Story 2.
Bing, bing.
Starrunner leaves on its 90-year journey to the New World. On board, an elite young crew and 550 settlers frozen in suspended animation.